Sigma Strength, the power of walking alone. Let me tell you a story.
There was a man named Daniel who lived in a world where truth was buried under lies, and justice seemed like a distant dream. He was not a leader of men, nor did he crave power. He was an ordinary man, quiet and reserved, but with a fierce belief in doing what was right. He worked as a simple clerk in a government office, where corruption ruled, and people turned a blind eye to injustice. One day, Daniel stumbled upon files that exposed a major scandal. It was a secret so dark that powerful people would do anything to keep it hidden. Millions of public funds were being siphoned away, and the poor were left to suffer. He knew that speaking up would make him a target, but the weight of silence was heavier than the fear of consequences. He decided to act. Daniel reported what he had found to his superiors, believing the truth would bring change. Instead, he was threatened, mocked, and dismissed. His colleagues, once friendly, turned cold. They whispered behind his back and avoided his gaze. They had families to protect and jobs to keep. No one wanted to stand with him. The isolation was crushing. He lost his job. His friends disappeared. Even his neighbors, who once greeted him warmly, now closed their doors when he passed by. Every day felt heavier than the last, but he never wavered. He believed that right and wrong were not just ideas, but choices, and he had made his choice. He spent his nights writing letters, reaching out to journalists, and gathering evidence. He fought alone against a system designed to silence people like him. There were days when doubt crept into his mind, when the loneliness felt unbearable, but he reminded himself that standing alone for the truth was better than standing with the crowd for a lie. Months passed, and the fight seemed endless. Then one day, a small, independent newspaper published his story. It spread like wildfire. People began to ask questions, and the truth could no longer be ignored. Investigations were launched. The corrupt officials who once seemed untouchable were exposed. Daniel never became a hero in the eyes of the world. There were no parades or medals. He still walked the same streets, alone, but not broken. His battle was not about glory. It was about integrity. And in his heart, he carried a quiet victory, knowing that one voice, even a lone voice, could make a difference when it spoke the truth. He taught the world a simple lesson. The price of standing alone may be high, but the cost of staying silent is far greater.